pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, most of you have been here before, and you're pretty astute people, and you're looking and say, there's an empty chair up there. You already knew that, didn't you? George will not be with us today, so we'll open the meeting with a report from our attorney, Matt Shipman.
Thank you. I have two things to report on. The first one is several months ago we entered into a lease with Canada Goldwood to lease the county parking lot over by her new Canwood Golden Gardens Cafe. Subsequent to kind of doing that lease, we discovered that the people from the county were using that parking lot, and that the jury trials, whenever we had them, filled that parking lot up. And so, as well as Canada discovered that a lot of downtown business owners use that parking lot. And after kind of going back and forth and talking about it, I think it's probably doesn't make sense to lease that parking lot. Too many county people use it. Canada's totally fine with canceling the lease. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were okay with that. And if you are, somebody just to make a motion to kind of cancel that. She's already agreed.
I think we should just.
Yeah, I move we cancel that lease with Canada.
And I would second the motion that we cancel the lease with Canada Goldwood. If there's no discussion, we'll take a vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
The second thing I need to bring up is now that the new proposed ordinance regarding the confined feeding operations has been certified to you guys, we have to do something with it. And so obviously, it's not appropriate to deal with it today since George isn't here. Just for purposes of the public and everyone else knowing, we kind of need a motion to table it until the October 15th hearing, to begin the discussion at that point, so that it's not just kind of hanging there. And then, we'll make sure that it's on the agenda for the 15th. So you actually have to take action within 90 days of it being certified.
Sure.
We have to kind of inform the public what those next steps are. So I think most everybody knows what the plan is at this point, but officially, maybe just somebody tabling it for today and then setting it for further hearing on October 15th.
Yeah, I move we table the discussion on the CFO ordinance amendment to further meeting down the road.
I'm sorry. And I will second that. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, the same. Thanks.
And that's all I have at this point.
That's good. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Scott Wagner, well variance.
The gentleman
And anything else you want to talk about,
okay.
Scott?
The gentleman that who informed me that he was going to have a variance for us did not submit his paperwork in time, and also the bid opening for the Boseker complaint has nobody's sent a bid. That's of the licensed excavators for Whitley County for septic system installation. So, with your permission, I'll reach out to other vendors. I'm sure the price will be well below what the state statute is for official bids, but I'll have them still submit a bid to the health department. I'll bring that next meeting on the 15th, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't really have any.
Pretty much what you have to say is nothing, really.
right.
You're going to get right down to it.
Did not have anything for you today, for sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Brandon Forrester.
Good afternoon. First on my list is a letter of understanding for an unofficial detour for a project that is coming up on State Road 9, it'll be just south of 500 North. They're replacing a small structure. It's a standard, agreement. We determined that the unofficial detour would be 500 North, Airport, 400 North, and that we'll all document the condition of the road. If there's any damage, they'll pay for repairs, so if you would so choose to
Okay.
agree to that.
I move we approve this letter of understanding on unofficial detour, I guess is the official title,
There you go.
on structure replacement on State Road 109.
And I'd second the motion. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you for specifying State Road 109, because in the last week I learned that they were going to close State Road 5 south of South Whitley. And tomorrow they're going to close State Road 9 over the Eel River for about a month and a half. And I was not in the loop on those projects.
Where's that at, Brandon? I'm sorry.
Where's the
State Road
over?
5 is.
No, the
south
one on-
of State Road 9, that's between 200 south and 300 south.
Oh, down there where the lights are now.
No, that's south of 300.
I was gonna say, that's another one. Is that project done?
No, they just switched.
Oh, that's just south of school, isn't it?
This one's just next to Wygen.
Yeah.
Really? So,
They're going to close
okay.
that for till November 16th, I believe.
I mean, clear closed?
Clear closed, yeah. And the only reason I heard about it is because one of our guys come by and said, hey, there's road close signs for coming closure. So I've been in communication with NDOT and let them know I'm not too happy about the surprises, but they're supposed to be working on unofficial detours for those two projects.
So would you please call dispatch when we're done and make dang sure, what's those dates again?
Well, State Road 5's been closed, and when I got that email, because that's how I learned about that one, I forwarded those on to dispatch and the sheriff and chief deputy and EMA and.
Okay, good.
Now, the one on State Road 9 over the Eel River, I'm not sure if I forwarded that one on to them. I think most of those folks get these NDOT emails.
Well, I hope so. Don't need any surprises there if you got an emergency run.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So I would expect that you'll have two more of those, hopefully, by next meeting. Next, the good news. Last Friday was the deadline for submitting applications for community crossings projects. I did that, submitted 7 projects, because I had to submit 7 projects. 10 road segments per project. That's it. That's all you can do. So we did get those submitted.
Beautiful.
So we will. They said what I saw. End of October, 1st of November, they're going to make an announcement, so I figure by Thanksgiving we'll know something.
Wow, that's pretty quick. That's good.
We'll see. And
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We applied for $1 million. You can apply for up to $1 million per year. I'm just going to expect that we won't get that full
Okay.
million, but they're going to have another call in January, and then next year they're going to do actually 2 calls, one in January, one in July. So I'll just keep going.
All right.
Salt barn. We are complete with rerouting the sewer line, and because there was a gravity sewer that run under where we needed to put the building, so Wygen rerouted that. And they've started excavation. They've excavated down to the top of the footing, basically. We run into, some wood and concrete and other miscellaneous items, so we've got those filled back in. We had GME, a testing company, come out and look at the soils, and so we did some undercutting, and we're making progress.
That's cool.
Still-
But you say they, are you talking about the construction company?
As far as
You started the groundwork?
Wagner's doing the excavating.
Oh, they're
That
doing- oh.
also.
Oh, that's
They're
good. Okay.
subcontractor for the
Okay.
building contractor.
Okay.
So that's worked out really well.
Local, that's great.
They finished the sewer and moved right into
Oh, great.
building excavation.
Okay.
The reinforcing steel is still a controlling operation. It's on order. Be here a week and a half, hopefully. So. Other than that, we're just continuing to do berming and seeding, replace some culverts and do some ditching, doing patching and mowing, basically.
Okay. That steel, that's confirmed delivery?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, well. Thanks.
Okay, you bet. Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Right away.
while you're here.
While
We have
you're
some-
here.
We have some right-of-way permits we have to deal with. The first one is from United Telephone Company of Indiana, doing business as CenturyLink. Going to take place on the East Kaiser Road, specifically at 1271 East Kaiser Road. Bore under East Kaiser Road to replace existing three-pair that cannot be repaired.
Move we approve it.
I'll second that. All in favor, raise your right hand. While he's signing, I'll just tell you what the second one is. And by the way, these have been approved by Brandon. Second one then is also from CenturyLink. Going to take place at 8031 South Clark Street, Columbus City. Need to bore under Clark to replace existing three-pair that cannot be repaired.
Move we approve it.
I'll second that. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Okay. Ooh. That's pretty cool. There's that one.
There's just two of them.
Yeah. Thank you. I just have this in front of me, and so let's take some action on this to approve it. Have you seen this from Paula? It's the annual report from, I'm sorry. Thanks, Brandon. Apologize.
I think I've seen it, but I move we accept it.
I'll second that. We have a motion, and a second, to approve the annual report from the Community Corrections. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we have claims. I did the claims this morning. I found nothing to really of discussion.
Move we approve the payroll claims.
And I'll second that. All in favor, raise your right hand, opposed the same. And,
Also move we approve regular, the other claims.
Payroll claims.
I did payroll first.
Oh, you did payroll first? Oh, well, fine, I'm sorry, then the other claims. Okay, second. All in favor, raise your right hand, opposed the same. Okay. just in case anybody's curious, after one inning, it's 0-0.
Are you paying attention to county or the Chicago?
Absolutely, I'm paying attention to county. And we have the minutes. Get a chance to read the minutes?
Move we approve them.
Okay, I too, and I will second that. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Minutes are approved. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Angela.
DAR, the Daughters of the American Revolution, are asking if they can plant a tree to commemorate Indiana's 125 years as a DAR organization. And the local chapters was established 93 years ago. And so they're asking permission to plant a tree on the courthouse lawn to honor the chapter and its members since it was formed.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mark Sturdivant has been made aware of this and is working as far as the location.
I know he's aware of it. I don't know about the
Yeah.
location part.
I move we approve it as long as they work with Mark on location.
Yeah, I like that. I would second that motion. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
Okay, Preferred IT Group has asked if they could put a sock collection, box, in the government center. They are collecting socks for the Fort Wayne homeless shelter, and they said the Whitley County homeless shelter, which I asked if that was the Lighthouse mission, and they said yes. So.
Okay. I mean, that's, in my mind, if that's not going to be a part of the program, then I'm not interested. It's not to say I'm not interested in the homeless of Fort Wayne, but I think we have to take care of ourselves here, so what's your thoughts?
Well, I don't have a problem with doing it, but I would like what was collected here, stay here in this county.
Is that a motion?
So be it.
I'll second that motion. So, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. So if they can't live with that, then...
Okay,
Okay,
I'll touch base with them today.
okay.
That's it.
Jana?
The only thing I have is hopefully we should be adopting the budget.
Good deal. Good deal. Okay. Okay. Matt, did you have anything else? Was it good to do? Okay.
I do have, just as an update for you, I've got Sam looking into the grass ordinance you had asked about.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
see how the 15th goes. We may have a full agenda, but I'll have something for you on that hopefully shortly to see whether that's possible and what that looks like.
Well, I'm kind of thinking certainly before spring comes.
Yeah, it's probably good for a while now.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, no, I live on Carlin Court, which is a county road, and I leave Carlin Court the other day, and neighbors on both sides just had blown their grass out on the road right there, so I don't get it.
It's a bit of a liability issue. I think if I were on a motorcycle and got into an accident as a result of that, I'd be looking at that homeowner for, potential liability anyway. So, to a certain extent, whether we can do an ordinance or not, encouraging people in some way to not do that anymore, I think is important.
From what little research I've found, it sort of has to fall under a littering ordinance. So, which is kind of goofy, but that's kind of the way it's done in other places, so. Thank you for checking on that for me. Tom?
I don't have any.
And I don't have anything. How about the public?
Are we talking about like lawnmower grass clippings on the road?
Yeah. Yeah.
And tell me the problem with that?
It can be severe problems with that, especially if you're rushing to get it done. You mow in your yard before the rain comes, and you dump it out there, and the rain comes. That's like ice, Joanne, just like ice. Motorcyclist or bicyclist, it's a very dangerous situation. Yeah, very dangerous situation. So,
I don't think most people do know it. That's why we're talking about it, just if for no other
Yeah.
reason to draw attention to it.
probably in the last 2 or 3 months, there have been some very gruesome pictures on Facebook of accidents caused by that.
Motorcycle.
Yeah. Bicycle's bad too, they got the little tiny tires moving along, and the wet grass on the pavement is just about like ice, so. Well, if not, thanks for coming, everybody. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.